In the movie, we follow Leon, a professional hitman who takes jobs from a man named Tony. This time, Tony has tasked Leon with convincing a man to stay out of his client Mauricio's territory. When the man arrives at his hotel with a large security detail, Leon approaches him at the reception. Tonto calls to warn the man about Leon, but as soon as Leon appears, the bodyguards start shooting. Leon takes out the bodyguards, traps the man in the room, and tells him to call Mauricio, who gives him one final chance to stay out of his area. After completing his job, Leon disappears into the darkness. Later, Leon returns home and finds his neighbor's daughter Mathilda sitting on the stairs and beaten up. She lies about what happened, and Leon notices someone leaving her apartment and arguing with her father over drugs. Monkey tells Mathilda's father that he must confess to cutting the drugs, but the father refuses. Stan, Monkey's boss, agrees to believe him but still warns him to find out who was responsible by the next day. Meanwhile, Leon has been overhearing the whole conversation and even sees his neighbor taking out the frustration on Mathilda. The following day, Mathilda's family is in turmoil. Mathilda's school calls to say that she has skipped class for 2 weeks and may be expelled. After watching a movie at the cinema house, Leon returns home to find Mathilda on the stairs with a bloody nose. He tells her that life is always hard, and she offers to get him milk from the store. While she is gone, armed men, including Stan, break into Mathilda's apartment and begin shooting. The mother and older daughter are killed, and Mathilda's little brother is shot while hiding under the bed. The father is also killed, and Stan empties an entire clip into him, until Malky stops him. Later, Mathilda returns home to find her entire family dead. So, to save her own life, she walks up to Leon's door and begs Leon to let her in. After a little hesitation, Leon eventually lets her in. One of Stan's men sees her entering Leon's apartment and follows her. Leon stays by the door, ready to attack just in case, but the man leaves unconcerned. The police arrive and Stan tells them they were just doing their job. Leon expresses his condolences to Mathilda about her family, but she tells him they were all terrible except her little brother, whom she loved very much. Mathilda asks Leon if he's a hitman, and he admits that he is. She offers to work for him in exchange for him teaching her how to be a hitman herself. But Leon refuses. He tells her to rest, and they'll talk about it in the morning. That night, Leon thinks about killing Mathilda to get rid of unwanted danger from Stan, but he decides not to go through with it. Next morning, Mathilda hands Leon a note, and she realizes he can't read it. Mathilda tells Leon that she wants to work for him and also learn from him. But Leon makes it clear that he doesn't want to work with anyone, especially a little girl. After hearing this, Mathilda takes a gun and shoots outside the window to show Leon that she's not an ordinary little girl. As they leave their apartment to hide from Stan, Leon tells Mathilda to act more professionally if she wants to work with him. They go to a hotel and Mathilda charms the receptionist into letting them stay without any identification. Leon leaves his plant downstairs and goes through the room with Mathilda. He tells her that the rifle is the first weapon she needs to learn and they practice. Sometime later, Leon goes to talk to Tony and asks for a beginner's gun. Tony is surprised, and Leon tells him he needs it to practice. Leon shows Mathilda the rifle and tells her that it will allow her to keep her distance from the client. As she becomes more skilled, she can get closer to the client. He then tells her to shoot anyone for practice. The only rule is no women or kids. Mathilda takes aim and decides to shoot a very important man jaunting in the park. Fortunately, the gun was loaded with paintballs, but nevertheless, Leon is impressed with Mathilda's shot. Later, Mathilda is shown performing various household tasks, such as washing windows, dishes, and cleaning guns. She and Leon do crunches together, and he makes her drink milk. At night, Mathilda sleeps in the bed while Leon sleeps in a chair as he always does. He wakes her up early the next morning to do more crunches, but she exercises using the same program her sister used. Leon teaches Mathilda how to put a gun together, while she teaches him how to read and write. One day, Mathilda decides they need a break and suggests they play an association game. She dresses up as Madonna, Marilyn Monroe, Chaplin, and finally Gene Kelly, but Leon doesn't recognize any of these people. For his turn, he acts like John Wayne, but Mathilda doesn't know who he is supposed to be. Mathilda observes Leon tending to his plant and comments on how much he loves it. He compares the plant to himself, and she suggests that if he really loves it, he should plant it so it can grow roots. Leon later goes to see Tony and asks if he can have the money he has earned over the years. Tony assumes Leon has met a woman and advises him to be careful with women, reminding him that he got into trouble because of a woman in the past. Leon tells Tony he wants to give some of the money to help someone. Tony replies by saying the money is there for him to use and hands him $100 before giving him another job. Later, Leon sees Mathilda talking to a boy and approaches her to scold her for talking to strangers on the street and for smoking and cursing. When they return to their hotel room, Mathilda tells Leon that she is falling in love with him. He asks her how she knows, and she says she feels it in her stomach. Leon tells her that doesn't mean anything and leaves for work. Mathilda watches him go from the window and later speaks to the receptionist, revealing that Leon is not her father, but her lover. Meanwhile, Mathilda returns to her apartment and finds her father's secret money. She hides when she hears Stan come in and overhears him telling Ayad that he had to kill Mathilda's father because he reached for a gun and he didn't see any kids. The other cops tell him to cooperate, and he says that if they want him to cooperate, they should come to his office. Mathilda remembers the number of his office and follows him, getting a cab and telling the driver to follow the car. She discovers that Stan is a DEA agent and returns to the hotel room before Leon arrives. As Leon gets to the hotel room, the hotel manager tells him to get out as he has learned Leon and Mathilda are not father and daughter. Later, Mathilda gives him the money she obtained and orders a hit on the men who killed her family. Leon refuses the job and says he will also not lend her his gear. Mathilda asks him why he's being so mean to her and why he won't help her avenge her family. Leon explains that revenge is never good and it's better to forget, but Mathilda just can't forget. He tells her that nothing is the same after you kill someone and she will have to sleep with one eye open for the rest of her life. Mathilda loads the revolver and tells Leon that if she wins a game of roulette, he has to keep her forever. Leon warns her that she will lose because there is a round in the chamber. She places the revolver on her temple and says that she loves him, but he grabs the gun and it fires away from her head. Mathilda believes she has won. They go to see Tony together, with Leon telling him he took a hit and needs help. Despite Mathilda's young age, Tony reluctantly agrees and orders his busboy to bring them 2 glasses of milk. Leon and Mathilda go on a job together, with Leon teaching her how to determine where the chain is. He rings the bell and she starts talking, convincing the man to open the door for her. Leon breaks the chain and she enters after him. He puts his gun in the man's mouth and brings him along as he checks the place out. When he sees that it is clear, he tells the man where to stand and allows Mathilda to take over. She assembles her gun and shoots the man with a paintball, then delivers the second shot, which is a security shot. Leon explains the purpose of each shot as the man is confused about what they are doing. He tells Mathilda never to shoot someone in the face because their client will need to confirm. Leon then shoots the man and shows Mathilda how to take care of her silencer. Before they leave, Mathilda destroys the drugs. They celebrate with champagne, and Mathilda asks for a kiss, but Leon says no and tells her to sit down. Leon then reveals that his first hit was when he was 19. They go on more hits, perfecting their routine. On one occasion, Leon hears the man inside an apartment preparing a gun and gets Mathilda out of the way. He tells her that when it's ugly like that, she should use the ring trick. Leon throws a grenade into the apartment and shows her the grenade ring. The next day, Leon goes to see Tony by himself and tells him that if something happens to him one day, he should give his money to Mathilda. Tony promises that he can count on him. Later, Leon prepares for a big job but tells Mathilda that he can't bring her with him. He tells her he needs some time to himself to grow up. Mathilda is left alone, taking care of the plant and watching TV. A few boys try to bully her, but she gives them money and tells them to go play somewhere else. Mathilda stalks Stan's workplace and follows him inside. She pretends to be bringing food to his office and easily signs into the building. She follows Stan into the men's room, but he waits for her there. He orders her to put the bag on the floor and tell him who sent her. Mathilda says she does business for herself. He asks if it's something personal, and she tells him that he killed her brother. Stan apologizes but offers to let Mathilda join him. She wants to live, and he says that is good because he takes no pleasure in killing someone who doesn't want to live. Suddenly, one of his men comes in and tells him that Malky is dead. The people he was making a deal with told the man that a pro killed Malky, and before he was shot, he said, "No women, no kids." Mathilda realizes that it was Leon. Stan then tells his men to take Mathilda to his office. As Stan's men are discussing what to do with Mathilda and her guns, Leon enters the room and shoots Stan's men, saving Mathilda once again. Later that night, Mathilda puts on a dress and tries to seduce Leon, but he completely rejects her. Leon then tells her a story about a girl he loved dearly. The girl's father didn't approve of Leon dating his daughter, so he killed her. In revenge, Leon also killed him and then came to the US, where he became a hitman. The next morning, Mathilda goes out to buy milk. When she returns, she finds Stan waiting for her. A SWAT team apprehends her and demands the key to the apartment. Mathilda gives them the wrong code and they knock on the door, preparing to storm the apartment. However, Leon is waiting for them and kills them all. The police and SWAT team surround the building, and Leon and Mathilda prepare for a final showdown. Leon takes a hostage and demands that Mathilda be released. When the police think he has killed their hostage, they start shooting. Leon is eventually shot, but he manages to convince Mathilda to escape through a shaft in the wall by saying that he'll make it out alive. Right after Mathilda leaves, the police fire a grenade in Leon's apartment. As the SWAT team enter, they see one of their men raising his hands, so they quickly escort him out. But it turns out to be Leon, who had survived the blast and is now posing as a SWAT team member. Leon is about to get out of the building and reunite with Mathilda, but Stan recognizes him and shoots him in the back. As Stan turns Leon's body, Leon hands him something which turns out to be the ring of a grenade. Soon, all the grenades in Leon's body explode, killing him, along with Stan. With Leon gone, Mathilda visits Tony, who was supposed to give her Leon's money, which he had been holding. But Tony insists the money will be safe with him, and hands Mathilda $100 to start with. Mathilda tells Tony that she can work for him, but Tony outrightly refuses and tells Mathilda to go to school and start her life like new. Mathilda returns to the school where she was previously expelled and tells the principal a fake story about her parents dying. The principal is sympathetic and allows Mathilda to return to the school, but she warns Mathilda to stop lying and to trust her. Mathilda confides in the principal and tells her the truth about Leon and her situation. The principal is left shocked. The movie ends with Mathilda planting Leon's plant in the schoolyard and says that they will be okay there. And that's the end of the video. If you have made it till the end and enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and also subscribe to the channel to never miss out on our videos.